Good afternoon, church. I think because of our time, we are not going to have the special item, but we can accommodate the family at the end so that tomorrow when we ask them to give us a special item, they will not refuse. Just wanted to welcome all visitors amongst us. I can see visitors over there. May the Lord bless you as you worship with us. I also want to acknowledge some visitors within the congregation, our regular members, Sister Norma over that side. We have not seen you for 2 years. Regardless of where you come from or who invited you to this house today, you are at the right place. This house does not belong to anyone. It belongs to you because it is the house of the Lord. So as we worship together, I pray that you feel at home because this is the house of the Lord. Also wanted to thank the children for such a wonderful presentation. That's the leaders of tomorrow. They will be the people who will be finishing the task. So we thank the teachers, the parents, for everything you have done to these children. That's really good, and may the Lord bless you. I was going to ask, whether you have been invited or you have been at a place where someone asks you, why are you here? When you get to a place and someone asks you, why are you here? I was, thinking of asking each and every one of us, why are we here? Because I don't know how many have been invited today. You can raise your hands if you have been invited. So no one has been invited. We all prepared to be here for a purpose. That's why we are here. And we are here to share. We are here to worship together. We are here to ask questions. We are here to answer questions. We are here for the Lord. So, my sermon title is Get Involved. Because you are here, get involved. Because you come to this house, get involved. We've got more than 20 departments in this church, and you can fit in any department. Get involved. Because this is the house of the Lord. Let's hope the thing is not going to play up. Sometimes these gadgets. Our memory text is from the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 17. And We heard the story of Jesus leaving the place of Bethany, the city of Bethany, where he had lodged. That's Matthew chapter 21, verse 17. And it says, "Then he left them and went out of the city to Bethany, and he lodged there. Now in the morning, he returned to the city. He was hungry. He was hungry." So what happened? He was hungry, and seeing a fig tree by the road, he came to it and found nothing on it but leaves. Jesus was hungry. We want to quickly pick up the points. Because of time, I don't want to take much of your time to cover some of the things which I had prepared, but we wanted to get to the points. Jesus was hungry, and he saw a fig tree, and he had some expectations. When he approached near to the fig tree, there were no figs, but there were leaves. So put it in your mind, picture this. He's hungry, walking towards the fig tree. It's green, full of green. He was expecting to see figs. Why am I sharing this story with you? I, as a Christian, coming to church every Sabbath, proclaiming to know Christ himself, and Christ is expecting something meaningful in me. But when he looked closely, when he approached closely, he cannot find the fruits of Christianity. I said this in the past. When I preach these sermons, I don't preach to you. I preach to myself more than I preach to you. When Christ looked at me, when he examined from my thoughts, from everything, does he see something which he can say it's related to Christ? There were no figs in that tree. The advertisement in that tree was false, because Christ was expecting to see figs. So the question is Christ seeing the fruits in you? Is he seeing the fruits in Risai? What do I mean by that? Gentleness, love. You know them. The way you are looking at me, it shows you know them. I'm talking to a class who knows what I'm talking about. But the question is an individual question. Does Christ see something which he can say, there is my son, there is my daughter, as he was expecting to see figs in this tree? Does anyone have a story which they like most in the Bible? Let's raise our hands if you have got a story which you say, oh, that's the story which it's here. If you have got a story in the Bible which you say, it's here. Do you have any story? 2, there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we all have stories in our hearts. So I saw about 8 hands, 9. You don't want to be missed, sister. Thank you. 9. To those 9 hands, keep your hands up, please. 10, 11, 12, 13. It's looking good. It's looking good. Let me ask you, those people who have raised their hands, how many people have you shared your story with? Hands up again. Now the hands are less. My point is, if we have got something which we like in the Bible, the story which touches our hearts, let's share it with others. Let's share that story with others so that they can also benefit. They can also benefit. But another question again, to those who have not raised their hands, but they've got a story they like, why is it you have not shared it with other people? So do you see where I'm coming from? If you have got a story which you like, you share it with other people. But if you have not shared with other people, why? We have to go and share with other people. So let's continue with Matthew chapter 21. Let's move straight to verse 28. I'll start at verse 27. 28. But what do you think? This is Jesus asking now the people he was with. A man had 2 sons, and he came to the first and said, Son, go work today in my vineyard. But he answered and said, I will not. Are you following me? He said, I will not. The child is responding to father. Is responding to the father. I will not. Then, it's interesting. Then, the son said, go and work, and he answered and said, I will not. But afterward, he regretted and went. So he went to work. On a reflection, then he decided to go. But the father had already left, and he had gone to the second child. The father then came to the second son and said likewise. And he answered and said, I go, sir. But he did not go. Which of the 2 did the will of his father? Did you get the story clearly? 2 sons from the same household, one father asking them to do a task in the vineyard, in the field. He went to the first one. The first one, go to the field and do some work. The child say, no, I will not go. The father left. In the process of time, the son realized that what he has said was not right. So he went to work and do the task. But the father has already approached the second son. And the second son say, yes, I will. He even says, say, I will. But he didn't go. This passage challenged me. There are many times when I've been asked to do something, and I said I will do it, but I didn't accomplish the task. I didn't do it. Father had expectations, as we saw in the earlier story of Jesus and the fig tree. The father had expectations. He spoke with his children, his sons, separately. He didn't address them as two of them, but separately. There are things in life when Christ approaches us separately. Even if I'm doing this sermon here, even if I can do a call and you all stand up, but you are not going to stand up on behalf of Elder Jabu. You are going to stand up for yourself. There are things Christ wants us to do individually. That's why we are here. That's why I didn't see any hand of anyone who has been invited to church today. We all prepared ourselves, set off, coming to church. I'm saying get involved. There are some things which needs one-to-one, father to son, father to daughter, one-to-one. The first son refused to go. Sometimes we have excuses in life. Many things. I'm tired. I've been working. I cannot do that. I don't have the voice. I'm too shy. I'm not confident. They know me. I've never done it. Risa has been in Preston since 2007. So if I was in that position, I would say, since 2007, I don't know how many prayers have been offered in Preston, but never say even one. How many departments are there in Preston Church? Many. Let's get involved. Let's get involved. On a reflection, the first son, he realized that it was not good. Sometimes we need to sit down and think and reflect. Then it is a blessing when one reflects upon a decision and say, I've done it wrong. Now I raise my hands. I will go and do it. Then you go and do it. You do the work. You finish the task. The field is vast. But sometimes we judge ourselves. You know what? Self-assessment. Am I worth? I don't think I can do it. Then you make a decision, but rather than leaving it to the Lord and say, I am the vessel, use me, Lord. He is the potter, I am the clay. Let him do the work. Second son, he agreed, but did not do the work. Sometimes we tend to be serious involved in things, but don't do commit to the task. We talk about doing things, but we don't complete it. Sometimes we promise, but we do not perform the tasks. We talk about believing, but we don't believe. Sometimes we talk about submitting to the call of the Holy Spirit, but we do not submit. We talk. I pray that the Lord help me in this journey. For the things I've promised that I will do, and I've never done them. For the things which I've said I will commit to, but never completed those tasks. God is calling people to work in his vineyard. He's calling people to do his work. We can do God's work in various ways. You know what? I was following what the children were doing from the first one to the last one. They had all different tasks. Different tasks. We can do God's work in different ways. You don't have to come to the pulpit, because the pulpit sometimes you can sweat. I'm telling you, it's not easy up here, because you have got I don't know how many eyes looking at me. It's not easy. And sometimes you pinch yourself. Have I said the right thing? Have I offended someone? But sometimes it's important to share this word. If we don't do this work, who will do it? It is for us. I know you've got 10 minutes to go to 1 o'clock. I can see people. You had the first sermon already, isn't it, from the children? It was so good. I'm just topping up so that you can go for lunch. Yeah. Let me say to you, church, I've got close friends, people I've known for many years. And I'm sure you've got close friends, people you have known for many years. Be it at work, even family members. I've got 8 siblings myself. They've got their own children. Then, if you think about, from my wife's side, there are also other people I'm connected with. Every day, I make sure that, not make sure, but every day, I send messages. Sometimes videos. I don't know, since the birth of WhatsApp, Facebook, and Messenger, I can't remember how many videos I've sent out. I cannot count. I've sent out loads of videos. Loads of messages. But I cannot remember how many I've sent out which are to do with the salvation of those whom I love. It's only last week when I text my siblings and say, can we not start a prayer group, a family prayer group for us, for those whom you love? To start something, get involved. Let's share. Let's share with those at work. You know, I've got a WhatsApp group at work, but not even a single day I said to the WhatsApp group, you know, we thank God it's sunshine today. Just to put the word God, to say, we thank God it's sunshine today. They know it's sunshine. They know it. But just to say, we thank God. Sometimes I have to confess, there are times when should I put this or should I not? I'm also in another WhatsApp group, 70 members from my former school. But I've not sent those messages to say, we thank God we are alive. Why? Sometimes it goes back to that Matthew chapter 21. When Christ saw that the fig tree had no figs, he pronounced at once, and it withered straight away. The disciples were marveled by that and asked him, how can it be so withered so soon? Christ said, it's because of faith. Faith, my brothers and sisters. Faith. We need faith. So that even we can pray for this mountain to move from there to there. It's a faith. We need that faith. There are many things we can share. Sometimes we don't want to share them. Sometimes we share money, ideas, skills. We are going to the dining hall very soon, and you will be asking, can you give me the recipe for this salad, Mr. Man? Can you give us some recipe? Because there will be wonders. Many have done wonders there. So you will see something over that side this afternoon, and people will be asking, who did this? Can I have a recipe? But sometimes we hesitate to share something which ends as salvation. Let us share the good news about the one who sits upon the throne of mercy and grace. I want to finish by saying this. If you go to the book of Revelation, chapter 7 of Revelation, verse 1. Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. And it reads, 7, verse 1. It reads, after these things, I saw angels standing at the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, on the sea, or on any tree. Then I want you to go to verse 14. Verse 14. And I said to him, verse 13. Then one of the elders answered, saying to me, who are these in white robes, and where did they come from? And I said to him, say, you know. So he said to me, these are the ones who came out of the great tribulations, and washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Who are they that are arrayed in white robes? Then one will answer, they are the one who were sitting in Preston on that day. They are the one who have washed their robes in the blood of the Lamb. the ones who went through the tribulations. How can we get there? We have to labor in his vineyard. We have to labor in his vineyard. Can you be employed in Tesco and work in Sainsbury? Is it possible? No. We are Christians. Let's work in God's vineyard. We are here. Let's work in God's vineyard. When John saw them arrayed in the robes, it says, who are they? They are the ones who have labored, the gospel workers, the ones who have labored hardly. You know, when you say labored, it's not easy. It's not just coming and dilly-dally and that's it. You have to go through challenging times. Let us pray for those people in Ukraine, those people who are going through tough time. Even times like this, they continue to worship, they continue to spread the word, not just Ukraine only. Because sometimes when something happens, it draws attention of people. But there are many people all over the world who need our prayers. And let us pray for them. Let us continue to pray for one another, and let us get involved, so that when the time comes, and John, as he saw it, you can say, I was there on that day when the men of Preston were serving potluck. I was saved by the Lord. I was saved by the Lord. May the Lord bless you as we continue to worship and continue to fellowship with one another. God bless.